Hello and welcome to something I am thinking I want to name Seal and Talk or like Seal Talk or something. We'll see after I upload it, I guess. So basically what I want to do, I have a hobby where I like do wax sealing. You know, where you like pour the wax over the freaking envelope and it looks cool. So I figured I could do that, and while I'm sealing up this letter I gotta send out, I can just talk about whatever topic I feel like. So yeah, figured we can start. Cool. I really like using this as a pointer, by the way. This is satisfying. I haven't used my glass pen to write in a while, so it's pretty nice to find something else to use for it. I have like a little stand it sits on. Like so, like that. Anyways, this is not my first take of this. I had to go find this BS. Anyway, let's get started. First off, I like to decorate it with tape. So, I really need a stand. I need a stand so bad. Let's see a way I can set it to where you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, well, this isn't gonna happen, so hold on while I... Well, it might a little bit. Maybe if I use my arms. Alright, while I do this, while I take the tape off, you guys just enjoy this lovely scenery right here. Oh, you propped it up. Show your, like, turn the other way. Yeah, I don't want to turn it the other way, though. No, thank you. Anyways, one of the topics I was wanting to talk about was those chicks that are the pregnant women who are literally just downing bottles of Tylenol just because they were told it causes autism in their children, or like there was a link to it or something. Look, I could swear they think that Satan himself told them that, and now it's just like, oh my gosh, let's do the exact opposite of what he says to the point of killing ourselves. Because I saw like a story where this one chick ended up in the hospital. Like, this was recent. She ended up in the hospital for overdosing. Like, she literally overdosed on Tylenol and had to go to the hospital. I'm sorry, but if you're doing that, I see that as natural selection. How do you like my tape, by the way? I like my tape. I just see that as natural selection because I feel like if the big bad orange man said, oh, hey, did you guys know that oxygen is actually kind of bad for you? They would literally just suffocate themselves. Like, I'm sorry. No. Or they would try to, since you can't really do that. You would just pass out and live. Where the frick is my little thing to cut the tape with? Oh, there it is. My little... I don't have scissors on me at the moment, so just bear with me here. Just gonna do a nice clean cut right here. Right here. Looks pretty clean to me. Just kidding. But yeah, no, I don't understand why people are doing that to themselves. Like, you can have an opinion, you can hate people, but if it's to the point where you're just hurting yourself, aren't you just letting that person kind of win? Like, I don't buy into the just hate someone because everyone else does kind of thing, but it's like, you guys are literally chugging down medicine. Like, you're not... Even if he didn't say that, it's on the labels. It's on the freaking labels not to do that. What the frick is wrong with... Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm going to have to cut that off. It's on the freaking labels. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not about to just... If someone I don't like says, hey, this is bad for you, and it's like, don't drink bleach. If like someone I don't like said that, I'm not about to go and drink a cup of bleach to spite them. Cause it might spite them, all right, but you're gonna die. So, am I gonna get like canceled for saying some of this stuff on here? I know I'm a fairly new YouTube channel, so I don't really know how this is gonna work. I guess someone can report me for hate speech, even though I don't think telling people not to kill themselves is hate speech. I think telling people not to kill themselves is actually the opposite. But if you guys really want to freaking down a ton of freaking medicine, be my guest. But like I said, that is not a smart decision in the slightest. And if you really want to spite somebody, that is not the way to do it. Not at all. Not at all the way to do it. Like, I don't know. You could try and like prove that they're a bad person, you know, expose them and stuff and all that jazz. But like at the end of the day, is it really worth your peace of mind at that point? I just don't see it. I don't see it as being worth it to that point. Not to that extent, no. I'll have some excess tape. Oh well, I can always get more. Here's it so far. Oh, in the letter, I wrote it in this color, so it's gonna kind of match. I like matching things. It reminds me of back in, I think it was 2016, was it? When all the teenagers were eating the freaking Tide Pods because it was some kind of challenge at the time. I don't know, but I felt the exact same way as I do now. I watched this YouTuber named Rob Rants. Rob Rants. He's really freaking funny. And he made a video about that. Oh my goodness, that made me laugh. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I don't think it was very smart to do that. There's something else I wanted to talk about though. Like, I think part of my problem with it is, if I was pregnant, right, and like someone said, hey, this is probably bad for your child, and there are warning labels on the bottles, I'm not about to go potentially harm my child just to spite somebody. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me at all. I'm gonna have to heat this up and clean this out. Where's my, I need another candle as well to heat it up. I came into this a little unprepared. Okay, let me move this out of the way. I wouldn't put my child in harm's way just so I can prove a point to somebody. I think that is very, is selfish the right word? Maybe selfish, but I would just consider it retarded or stupid. Sorry. I don't know. Probably shouldn't say that. That's not nice. It's not Christian of me. I gotta be better. I wanted to start this channel because I really was, I was a fan of Charlie Kirk's videos. If future people who sub to me see that and then they don't like him and I don't care. Like, you guys, everyone has a right to their own opinions and beliefs. I believe that. Like, you can believe and have your opinion on whatever you want. It's fine. I just had a problem when they decided to take him away from everyone. That's where I drew the line, when they decided to freaking kill him. That really hurt. Stick this up so it's not like, alright. Before I do that, I'm gonna have to heat this up and clean it out. So I'm thinking I can use this as like a stand so you guys can watch, at least kind of. I don't think wax sealing is like a very not well known. I'm sure a lot of people know what it is, but not a really well very practiced hobby, I guess if that's the right word. Oh, I need a stand so bad. What am I doing? Well, I can get an actual candle actually, so I don't waste these, just so I can heat this up and clean it. So 1 second while I go grab it. Enjoying my view of the back of my desk again. I would not be harming my child though. I think there is a mental illness epidemic. I think people need to take better care of themselves. Let me get the paper away from the fire. We can watch it melt together. Oh, sorry if you're watching at night. I'm not trying to blind you. Nothing wrong with a little candlelight, I guess. I know I've made a couple shorts about it or whatever, about Charlie. I need you to understand. I was so angry. I am still angry about it. I am so angry because I can't, there's nothing I can really do now, obviously, like he's gone. But I'm so angry that people have the audacity to sit there and say, oh, wow, he's dead, and like dancing and stuff and partying. Like, I wouldn't do that. Even if I don't like somebody, I'm not about to just dance on their grave essentially and be like, oh, well, they had it coming. Like, no, not at all. Absolutely not. If you're a decent person, you're not going to rejoice in the death of somebody. You only have one life here on earth, you know? I mean, yes, you're going to have your eternal life. You're going to have the afterlife, you know? Living with Jesus, that's going to be fun, you know? Living with Jesus and his Father, you know? That'll be cool. But he was taken so early. I understand that God's making waves with his life. And I'm glad that I lived in a generation where I could see him, you know, flourish as a person, watching his videos. I didn't know him personally, of course. A lot of people didn't, but it still affected us all just the same. Let me get rid of some. I like to save some of the wax, so that's why I'm putting it here so I can pick it up after. I'm gonna wipe out the rest once I get what I can out of here. All right, let me see if I can do this really quick. I should make this scented. Also, do not play with fire at home, kids. Just a disclaimer. Don't do that. Not good. If you're a child, don't do this without adult supervision, please. For safety reasons, not because I don't think you can do it. It is a pretty nice pastime. candle smells pretty good. Anyways, let me grab something to clean that up before it freaking dries. Sorry, I can't have you just falling over. I'm still glad that I have other YouTubers to kind of take my mind off things, though. I like to watch, well, maybe not take my mind off things. I like to watch similar content creators, similar to Charlie. Oh, such as what, you might ask? Well, I like to watch Officer Tatum sometimes. He's got some pretty cool videos. I was watching Candace, but she can be pretty aggressive sometimes. And while that's cool and all, I don't know. I like Officer Tatum a little better. I used to watch Ben Shapiro, but I watched more Charlie than I watched him. So my go-to is usually Officer Tatum. My other go-to, I really like watching Caitlin Bennett because I like watching her go out and interview people. If anything else, just to watch how aggressive some people can be, even though I really think it's possible to just sit down and have a conversation. Like, I don't know why that's such an issue. Even if you think it's hateful, why do you have to be so violent about it? It's not hateful to just want to sit and talk about stuff you may or may not agree with or think is right, you know? Like, it really doesn't have to be like that. You can just have a conversation. I see nothing wrong with that. But apparently someone else did. Someone to take my mind off things. I guess a good one would be Corey Kenshin. He's pretty funny. I like his Spooky Scary Sundays. Oh frick, I almost put that out. I've been watching him for a while now, actually. I would recommend you check him out. He's pretty funny. Speaking of which, I've noticed some weird, someone he used to play with, this guy called like Mav Attack or whatever. I had to unsubscribe from that dude because he's getting kind of weird. Like some of his last short I watched looked kind of demonic. It did not sit right with me. And I was like, okay, I need to get you off my recommended list. And the more I looked into it, the more he seems a little obsessed or obsessive or angry towards Corey. And it's crazy because he used to seem like a genuinely cool dude, you know? Oh, yeah. Let me blow this out. Sick. Oh, look at the smoke. It smells freaking great. Okay. Gotta keep a cleanish workspace while I'm doing this. Sick. Alright, now that we got these, it's time to pick our colors. Well, no, maybe not our colors just yet. We need to pick our seal and what we want. So, hold on a second. I've got a lot to choose from. I think let me see if I'm missing one. I know it looks like a G. That's a C though. This is like roses, like a pretty rose thing. It looks cool. The tree. I like the tree. Then you got your little mushrooms. And what is this here? A, the letter A. Do I have any more? I feel like I'm missing one. Probably am. Well, no matter. I'll find it later. Let me turn. Oh, that's fine. I guess I can leave my AC on. Alright. Now it's time to choose colors. Like, obviously, you know, when you see, like, in movies, you don't really see all these pretty colors when you do wax sealing, but, I mean, I like to have fun with it, so, let me see. What do I want to use today? Could go with patriotic red, white, and blue. Maybe not. Ooh, maybe like a purple. Oh, frick. Purple, pink, and a green. Oh, frick, I grabbed another purple. It's kind of hard to grab these things. Okay. So what I typically do is I'll place them in here the way I want them. Oh, frick, did I drop one? I dropped one. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Because typically whatever's closest to this is going to end up on the bottom. So what I'm thinking is we can get... What if I got a more aggressive green in there? No, that doesn't sound like it would look good though. A dark green, maybe? I don't want to use all of those though. Maybe a black? What about this color? I think I'll go with this color, why not? Some pastels, you know, some pastels, if you will. This is gonna be kind of a decent size. I don't really want to use the rose one though, because I typically use two of the same colors because they'll look better. Kind of like the mushroom. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the mushroom one. Ah, frick. Alright. Now, the fun part, we get to light the candle. Let me get all this paper out of the way first. This cardboard. Okay. My pretty envelope. Sick. Where's my wax seal? Oh, I was missing one. Okay, yeah, the forest one. I remember now. I could make the forest one it. I'm still kind of vibing with the mushrooms. Hold on. This is a pretty relaxing hobby when I do it on my own usually. Well, I always do it on my own, but without having to make commentary. But I kind of like it. Whenever I do put the seal on, you know, I like to mark the bottom of it, so that way you can put it on the correct way for anyone wanting like little tips or whatever. Yeah. So now all I gotta do is light it. Come on, take for me. Thank you. And place this on top like so. Now you might be wondering, why are you putting wood so close to it? I promise, it works. It's sketchy. It looks sketchy, but it works. And then I can just put it in the middle right here, and then it'll be sealed and ready to go. Sometimes though, well, a lot of the time when I send them out, like just out, they don't get the seal. like, I think the mail, when it goes through the mail processing or whatever, I guess it gets ripped off by the machinery or something, which is a bummer. So I have to like get an additional envelope and put it in there and then mail it out that way, which doesn't seem as fun, but I really just put the seal on for the people who I'm sending the mail to. You know, it's a fancy way to send mail, you know? And who doesn't like a cool wax seal with their envelope, right? So I just want to make sure it gets to them. It usually doesn't take too long for them to melt, so we're just gonna let it sit for a minute. Hopefully it won't burn out by the time they get halfway melted. Sometimes it does burn out and I have to like improvise. They're not the best candles. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other YouTubers I typically watch. I know it doesn't really matter that much. But I figured, you know, why not send people their way if by some crazy chance you guys happen upon my channel before theirs. I'm trying to think of who else. There's oh no, I was talking about the drama between Corey Kenshin and freaking, well, there's not really drama. Corey hasn't really commented on that. So, which I think is pretty smart on his point. Like, you don't want to waste your time with people like that. But yeah, Matt, he's been getting like, last video I saw, there was like red, and he was like talking about something about how we got left behind in the rapture, and I was thinking that sounds terrible, and I just did not like how it looked or sounded. Like, it just felt dark, and I don't like it. So I left a comment saying, hey, I'm unsubbing you. You went off the deep end. I didn't say it like that though. I just said, hey, your last post looked a little demonic. I didn't like it, so I'm gonna go and I'm not visiting your channel again. Because that was weird. The Corey's been taking things in stride, and that's pretty cool. I enjoy his little scriptures after his videos every day. It's pretty nice. Look at that. It's looking like a little waxy soup now. It's getting closer. I could stir it up, but I don't want to get my pen dirty. That wouldn't be good. It's my pointer. My desk is kind of dusty. I might do these every now and then. It's not going to be as frequent as when I read. But this will just be like something in between every now and then. Because it's nice to share your hobbies with people. It's been kind of difficult to focus on a lot of stuff in normal life because I've been like watching a ton of different updates, like news and what's going on politically. And I've noticed something about me. I really enjoy debating. Like in a Discord group I'm in, I sometimes get into debates with my friends, and I actually really enjoy it. They don't seem to, but I have fun doing it. It's so fun. Sometimes I wonder if I should host like little debates like you see people go out and do. I don't think I would have time to actually go outside and set up and do something like that, but maybe on here I could. I don't know. I don't know how much engagement I would get, but I would try my best to be, you know, respectful and nice about it, because it's a conversation, you know. It's a debate, but it's between two people who have differing opinions, and I think it's good to share and just kind of try and find middle ground somewhere. Or I could learn something new, or they could learn something new, you know? Charlie was a good inspiration in that end. He was great at letting people talk. Sometimes I wonder if I should do that. Like, do you ever wonder if you're not doing the purpose God set you out to do? Sometimes I'm worried that I'm on the wrong path and I'm just gonna inevitably keep going down it. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to debating. Maybe I should do it. I don't know. I think it's pretty melted. So now, the fun part. It's the part we pour. Where's the bottom of it? There's the bottom. You always want to have it set and ready, so that way you're not scrambling to find the right spot while it's sitting on the envelope. So now, here we go. I like to put little dots here and there. It's like a little extra, you know? And you set it down. You don't want to like just mash it. You just want to let it kind of drift down to the bottom on its own. And now I can add more if I wanted to, which I do. Or I guess it doesn't want to come out. Let me blow this out. Sick. Sorry if that was like horrible to your ears. I did not mean for it to get that close to the speaker. I should find more things to talk about. I kind of like doing this. Yeah, sometimes I wonder if I'm going down the wrong path, because my passions don't quite align with what I'm doing. But maybe I'll find something else in it. I'm still kind of searching. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who can relate. So when you're doing this, a good rule of thumb is to just don't push it down, but also don't immediately pick it up either. Just give it time to set. That was my coffee maker. Just give it time to set, and then once it's done, you just it's good to just give it like at least 1 to 2 minutes, probably a little more. Depends on how much wax you use, the type of wax. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember the kind I'm using. I just kind of got it because I wanted to do it. This is more of a hobby than a professional thing, so yeah. So let me see if it's set. I'm just gonna give it a little tap. Yeah, it feels like it's about dry. So now I'm gonna slowly lift it up. And then the reveal. Oh, doesn't it look nice? Oh, get in the light. Oh, I love how that turned out, actually. And then a fun thing you can also do, if you have them, is you can kind of color on it to add little highlights. I kind of like silver a lot, like the color, so I can add like little highlights into the thing to see. And then you can just kind of add on. It all depends on your preference. There we go. lid back on this thing. And now it's ready to send out. Yeah, I think I might call this Seal Talk. Thanks for joining, or if you clicked on, clicked off, you know, it's fine. I mean, I'm just kind of here, and this is kind of therapeutic. I enjoy this. So, thanks for listening in, and see you at my next Bible reading, I guess.